Mm-hmm. 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 Where my hat is at. There my hat is at. Yes, today is a hat day. Perhaps even a glasses day? Yes, today is a hat and glasses day. Good morning, Star Chaser. Looks like we made it! Yep, the weekend is soon. Hello, Garth. Let's see. Fire, mug, Mars. So, I'm gonna take fire mug to mean hot tea, so yeah! Foolish Genius, oh my god, yes, the direct. It's gonna be good. I'm so excited for Spelljammer. What's up, Joe? I do have the hat back, yes. Hey, Reds fan. Yep, I'm gonna be getting a lot of Spelljammer minis. That is a given. Oh, there better be a Minsk and Boo mini in the lineup for the WizKids Spelljammer set. So, I mean, they're even on the cover of one of the books. They gotta make a mini for him. Hello, Banana Mobster. I really did enjoy your Minsk and Boo on a motorcycle art. That was fantastic. Banana Mobster in chat, if you all don't know, they used a Hero Machine to make art of Minsk and Boo on a purple motorcycle after I talked about it on Guiding Hand. And it's just what I had envisioned. It's like he brought that out of my head to life. It looked awesome. Good job. Wait, Lucius is a Peacock Aarakocra now? That actually sounds really cool. Spoilers for Erois, I guess, but that's awesome. Yes, the stream has started. Because I am singing, yes. What? J-Dog, the YouTube stream as all shows describe as weekly patronage? Well, that ain't right. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. Ah, hello, Jamick. You beat Bully for You with an awful formation. Hey, Warden DPS is fine. It could have been a lot worse than that. Good job. Good job. Here's a man who puts Bigby to shame. His hands are magic. Idle champions his game. He's got a cup of tea for wetting his whistle.
His advice is on point, like a magic missile. Yeah.
Hey, Mars. We got questions for you.
Hey Mars, we need your guidance too. From your guiding hand.
Look sharp. That's always fun. Okay, turn that real music back on. There we go. Are we ready? The answer is no, but let's go anyway. Greetings, champions. Welcome to Mars Guiding Hand. I am Mars. This is my Modron core resetting. This is Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, the free-to-play, officially licensed Dungeons & Dragons formation strategy management video game from Codename Entertainment. On this show, we take a look at the latest content, discuss strategies, and answer any questions that you may have about the game, so get cozy! Grab a drink. Join me for a little while as we talk about all things Idle Champions. Today is Friday. It is April 22nd, 2022. So it's 4-2-2-2-2. That's kind of fun. This is episode 183. 17 to go to get to 200. So that's like, what? 3 weeks and some change? Yeah. How are you? How are you doing? Are you excited? It's Friday. TGI Timegate Day. That's what today's code is for. Timegate Day, of course. There will be a Timegate coming up in 3 hours and 57 minutes. I'm also quite lucky on my Epic account right now. I also have 6 Timegate pieces. So I'll be able to do the free Timegate this weekend, and then immediately do a manual Timegate. I'm probably going to get Deacon. Or Avron. Either one would be really good, I think. Boy, I really want the rest of the Speed Champions, though. I am missing some. I have my Modron automation finally set up using my fast core for my Epic account. But because I only have 4 familiars, I've got 3 on the field, 1 in leveling click damage, and just Brunor level 1 hanging out. That being said, it's going pretty well. We've already done 3,000 stages on full automation since I turned this on yesterday. 83 resets going to stage 30. Oh, J-Dog, that's actually a pretty good point. You know, I think another thing that I can do, I didn't realize that I could do this last time it happened, but poking around under the hood with the admin tools that I have, I think I can relock champions on my own account. So if, like, there's another promotion in the future for Epic where my account is just given free champions that I didn't already have, I think I can actually go in and make them go away again, and then I have to unlock them for real. But that's a good point about saving up Timegate pieces just in case. Yeah, I'll have to consider that. That's not a bad suggestion. Quick check-in on my 2 accounts. I've got Mad Wizard free play running on both, just automation, just grinding at both. We're going to do more of the new variants on my Steam account today, while my Epic account just continues to grind, I guess, in the background. Although, I also want to start on patron stuff. I guess I can do both. I can do I can start something for patrons on my Epic account today while I also play the new content, the new variants that got added this week on my Steam account. Yeah, let's go ahead and switch over to my Steam account so that we can get that going. By the way, I have Jordan helping me out today, moderating, producing, and catching questions. So if you have questions for me, some have already started coming in, which is great. But if you have questions for me, put them in chat. Jordan will grab them and put them in the questions document on the production side so that I can see them. Salem is also here. Hello, Salem. I doubt Salem can actually understand me. But then again, you never know. Perhaps Salem understands me on a level that no one else does. Doubtful, but maybe. Also, I have a little bit of allergies today, so sorry if I'm a little sniffly. That's why. Right. Going to go ahead and get started on something. Right, we need to finish up the Madness Peaks. I keep forgetting about this one. Alright, let's switch over there. Since this is my background party. We'll finish up Madness Peaks. It might already be done, actually. But it's just the offline progress. That'd be nice, and then we can immediately start something new. I don't remember what the stage goal is. It'd be nice to be able to see the stage goal for the background parties. You can do it. I believe in you. Yeah, there we go. Hey, we did it. Huzzah. So this was the Madness Peaks, complete area 300. All champions in the odd slots have disappeared. They're all out to get you. Each wave spawns hallucination with 5 armored hit points. They drop no gold, nor do they count toward quest progress. Right. So we're going to go ahead and end that. It's an interesting variant. You lose half of your bench seats, and then the champions that occupy those bench seats are summoned as hallucinations to fight you. Alright, let's see what else we've got. We've got one more to do over here. DPS in the Deeps with Beetle and Grim. Okay. Over in jolly old Barovia. Tanking Expectations with Sergeant Knox. In Avernus. My slot 11 champion chosen is Warden. I like that. My male or non-binary champion is Minsk, which, that's awesome because he's also the one in the icon for this. Let's just go ahead and do that one then. That feels like fate. Alright, this should be easy. Whoa. That was very laggy for a moment there, but I think we're good now. Alright, anyway. And let's get some more people out here. So, Bruno Battle Hammer! His name is Bruno, he's got a battle hammer! It's actually an axe, I don't know why he's a battle hammer, yeah! Do Donar, actually. So we can move you here, Donar, you can be here. Who's gonna be my tank? Ooh, we can have Baloth. That's cool. We could have Spurt. Oh, Briv. Okay, Briv is a pretty obvious choice of tank here. I could go with Nox. It's at least an option. There's Hitch, but Hitch doesn't really work well with Minsk. Ooh, Tyrell! Ah. I like Tyrell very much. I like Warden. Zorbu exists. Okay, let's bring in Tyrell. Wild Shape. Moose time, baby. Haha. Okay, Shield Master. Oh yeah! Mr. Baloth! The show must go on, always. Hello, Makos. Hello, Warden, Eldritch Smite. Just a few more left to put in here. Yeah, we need 3 more. Let's see. Yeah, we might as well go with spurts. There we go. And... Ooh, Keelik. Of course, Minsk himself. Minsk, how's your dexterity? Not great. And your charisma, also not great. So how about Beetle and Grim? That works. Sure. Clever as me. Chip away. Great. Alright, and that's a formation. We're going to let this one run. Although I am going to change the chord that I'm using so we can do this a little faster. Okay. And we'll switch over to my Epic account and start up a patron variant for the first time ever. That's exciting. So, first we gotta decide which patron are we going for. I have Mert, I have Vajra, I have Strahd. I don't want to do a poll. I'll just want to ask chat. It'll be my very first patron variant. Don't know which variant we're doing yet. Don't know. Don't know which campaign. But it'll be my very first patron variant on this account. Which patron shall we play? Mert, Vajra, or Strahd? Raj. Yeah. I'm seeing Mert. Raj. Yes, Raj equals Strahd. A vote for Raj is a vote for Strahd. Raj, Strahd. The next one. the next patron. We don't have the next patron. Mert, the Vamp. Raj. Oh, we're tied up. Just to be different. Vajra. Sheldon. We don't have a Sheldon. Mert. Okay. Seems like majority in favor of Mert, but just barely. Just barely. Okay, we're gonna go for Mert. Clearly, the winner is not Vajra. Alright. A Mert patron variant. Let's see what our options are. Ooh. So when you're shopping for your very first patron variant, don't play Arya Chicken. That's a trap. Even though it says easy, it's just because of my favor. And even though it's like the first variant that you come to in the game, you lose 4 formation spots on the field, in addition to having to play with the champion restrictions of the patron itself. So, it is a trap. I don't think it was intentionally meant to be a trap, but it is a new player trap. Yeah. I would suggest, and I'm going to follow my own advice here, I would suggest that you prioritize patron variants when you're getting started that, 1, do not make you lose spots on the field, and 2, also do not further restrict your champion options. So like Mad Cow Disease, this one's probably fine. Friendly Imps, not fine. Pure Energy, this one's fine. Wherever Powered, this one's fine. Persistent Buzzing, this one's fine. Let's play Mad Cow Disease. Okay, and we're off. Let's actually build a formation now. So, it's Mert. Only good or evil champions can be used, which means no Ashara with a shiny epic for me. Darn. But I can still play Zorbu. I could still play Minsk. There's definitely still some options available to me. I can play Drizzt for that matter. I could play Artemis. Don't foresee that going super well. I don't have a very powerful Artemis. Who's gonna be my tank? We could just go with Tyrell. Yeah, Brunor. Zorbu would be a strong DPS, so we'll bring Zorbu in. Warden. And... Krull. And Gosrick, why not? And... Baloth. Talon. And... Zorbu has your charisma. Not great. Okay, Human. Okay, and this is good enough for me. Let's put some levels on people. I'll take Shield Master on Brunor. Additional scatter attacks. I see a suggestion for moving Zorbu to the middle line for the blessing. I was thinking that just a minute ago. Like, I could just move Baloth and Brunor, and then Zorbu and Human, then I also get Zrang on top for Human. Let's just go ahead and do that now. Actually, we'll do that, so that Gosrick's still getting a better Frosty Friendship distance. I'll take increased gold. Okay, and I'll take Plague Pain. There we go. So now Human's speed mechanic will be in effect. Wild Shape for Tyrell, so he's tanking. Eldritch Smite for Warden. Lead the pack for Zorbu, because I'm not here to farm. Okay, there we go. And this is probably gonna be fine. Yeah. The click damage will take me to, like, 180 on its own, so I really just have to do the final stages. Alright. And that's done. Now we'll just see how this goes. So, moving on to questions now that we have both of my games set up. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Starting with Merrick. Question. Yesterday's Developer Insights, I modded for that one, so I was there, mentioned that Briv will soon, sometime in May, no longer skip bosses on non-free plays. How will that change stuff, in your opinion? Yeah, I was shocked that Justin was that transparent about what he had in mind for Briv. Also, I did not know that that's what he had in mind for Briv. But I like that change. I like that change. I'm surprised that he's not going for something like more restrictive. That seems like going soft there, I guess. Like pulling a punch, really. Yeah, but I do feel like that's a good compromise. I feel like that's a happy solution for the situation without hopefully upsetting too many people. That way, you still get your Briv skips, right? You still get your speed farming effect. You still get to jump like 4 stages at a time. Not like a 9 skip or whatever, but you can still skip 4 stages at a time. Right? But then you'd have to beat the boss. So you're only actually playing 1 stage out of 5. But it's the boss stage, which is the best stage anyway. That's where cool, fun stuff happens. You can probably still offline progress past boss stages that are giving you trouble. But, yeah. We'll have to see. Like, things could still change, right? Like, what Justin said on Developer Insights yesterday versus what actually comes out might be different by the time that happens. They might decide to walk something back at the last second. I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. It's interesting. Yeah, I think the implication was that not even in free plays, just no more boss skipping. But yeah, I'm hopeful, but cautious. we're gonna have to wait and see like what actually lands. But for Justin to be so transparent about it, that was surprising. Oh, he said it was only out of free plays. Oh, nice. I missed that. Okay, so you would still get your full skipping potential in free plays? Okay, great. Yeah, so that way, like, you still have to actually beat content for realsies the first time, but then in free plays, you get to make the full use of your Briv skip mechanics. Yeah, that sounds fair. You have to prove that you're capable first, and then you can skip it. That makes sense. Cool. Well, again, we'll have to wait and see what actually lands in the game, but that sounds alright to me. This is probably one of those situations where there isn't a perfectly elegant solution that fixes the problem without upsetting at least somebody out there. This might have just been, like, the best thing that they could think of. Joe D.A. question, what is recommended favor for Azaka's procession? It's not so much that there's, like, a recommended favor amount. A better metric is your damage output. You need to be able to deal E94 damage while missing one member of your team in the middle of the formation. If you can do that, then you can beat the final boss stage that you have to clear to beat that variant to unlock Azaka. As long as you can deal E94 damage on a hit, then you're golden. So, however much favor you need to purchase the upgrades that you need for the team that you're using to deal that much damage. I have seen people do it on E15 favor. I've seen E14 favor. I don't think I've seen lower than that. I don't think I've seen lower than E14 favor for Azaka unlock. But you probably could do it, depending on, like, how much additional gold find potential you have available, just so you can keep leveling up your champions, so you can get strong enough to do the damage that you need to do. Sobe Snake did it on an E14 favor. Nice. I would love to know if anyone has unlocked Azaka at lower than E14 favor. So if you were E13, E12, E11, E10. Of course, I just have to take you at your word, but the lowest that I've heard is E14 favor. If anyone's done it lower than that, that'd be cool, but... okay, yeah, we answered that one earlier. Grown McGavin, as a player that only started this week, I have one time gate and I see the event is starting soon. Should I be doing that? Welcome to Idle Champions, Grown McGavin. I hope that you enjoy your time with us here. It's a very welcoming, nice community to be in, honestly. So, there is a time gate starting in 3 hours and 35 minutes. The next event starts on this upcoming Wednesday. That'd be Wednesday the 27th of April. Time gates last for 3 days. So this time gate is going to open at noon Pacific time today, and it's going to close at noon Pacific time on Monday. And then you will have through Tuesday Pacific time, and then through Wednesday Pacific time to do whatever you want, and then at Wednesday Pacific time is when the actual event will begin. So, you have time. Gate. Haha. Yeah, free weekend time gates and regular events do not overlap. They have some padding in between them, so they do not overlap. Foolish Genius question. How cool would it be if the Erois crew and Minsk Lead the party to Spelljammer because Eros has canonically gone his face. That would be so cool! That makes sense! Yeah! That would be so cool! Yeah, just get the Eros crew to be like, hey, by the way, we're going to space. And Boo has got to be the pilot of the Spelljammer. Because that would be adorable. Yeah. Raphael 90340 question: Mars, do you know how Baloth Jin and Strix Haunted interact? I don't actually know how they interact. I don't know if when Baloth's Generous Jin prevents someone from dying, if that counts as a death for Strix's Haunted, or if that prevents Strix's Haunted from actually gaining a stat, because technically the person has not actually died. They were saved at the last second. Yeah, Baloth is very nearly dead, not dead. Yeah. Bossman Zero says Jin takes priority over Death Ward. Okay, thank you, Bossman Zero. Yeah, that was my assumption. Because, yeah, Baloth is preventing people from dying. Now that we have, like, multiple champions that care about death mechanics, it can get a little confusing to remember, like, the order that things happen in. Like, Baloth Generous Jin, and Orkira's Self-Sacrifice, Strix Haunted, Desmond's Lament the Lost. What synergizes with what, and what gets in the way of what. And presumably, we will get more champions in the future that also have cares about death mechanics. So I suppose it'll just get more and more complicated. Squidge03. Is there a difference between the various platforms? I used to be on Steam, but it seemed I was missing out. I wasn't far in, so started again on Android. There is not a large difference between platforms, no. Events and time gates and champion releases and content updates for adventures and game modes, things like that, those all happen across platforms at the same time. Sometimes, not all the time, but like sometimes things can get out of sync. Like, what I've heard is that for Switch, for example, we have to submit things like a month ahead of time or something like that. Like, the way that Switch works for actually implementing updates just is different than every other platform. So things can be a little messy sometimes with that. But yeah, for like 99% of the time, time gates, events, champion releases, adventures that are added to the game systems like Trials of Mount Tiamat or what have you, all those things come out across all platforms at the same time. And if something goes wrong, we get it fixed. Little things like changelog bug fixes, stuff like this, sometimes these might be out of sync for a few days or even like a week, but not for a terribly long time. Eventually all the things go out to all the platforms. One of the big differences right now is the new shop is out for half of the Epic players and half of the Steam players as a testing ground, and it's not on any of the other platforms. But once we've got all the bugs like sorted out and any improvements that need to be made are made, then we'll roll it out to everybody. So that's just something that a lot of folks are having to be patient for right now. They made sure to put it on my accounts so that I could show it off on stream. So if you haven't seen, this is the new shop. It's aesthetically very different than the rest of the game's UI, but I don't hate it. It's taken me some time to get used to it. I don't hate it though. I really like there's some quality of life increases here. Like there's the ability to filter things now. DPS, gold, healing, support, tanking. We still don't have speed as a role in here. Come on. So if I want a slot 3 gold find champion, male, lawful neutral, it's Omen Dran. That's pretty nice. The Nerds champion is in the new shop for 100,000 gems. There's a water click damage skin, which is pretty cool. When you've got a bunch of familiars clicking, it actually makes it look like a geyser of water going up. The particle effect is really nice. It's much more visible than all the other click damage skins, so it's easier to tell like which enemy it's clicking on. Connellan question, hey Mars, a few Qs. Alright, I have a few As. Apple. Appaloosa. Appalachia. That's it. I'm out of A's. Connellan, hey Mars, a few Qs. What do you think about the devs saying they're looking at the bottom 30 champions for rebalancing? I think that's great. I think that's exciting. This is something that I knew that they were doing. And I knew what the list was. And I have shared my thoughts with them already about the champions and why I think that they are in the list. Like Xeraphon, I'm willing to bet that Xeraphon is on that list just because most people haven't unlocked them. Because they're behind a very difficult variant. But yeah, I think it's a great idea that they're actually looking at champions for rebalancing purposes. Even if it's just little things, a little bit here and there makes a big difference in the long run. When it comes to these live service games, it's important that we revisit older content and bring it more up to speed with current day, right? Otherwise, things get stale. I'm not expecting, like, a huge, sweeping change like when the healing, shielding, and tanking update went out back in, like, year 2 or year 3 or whatever. But I'm expecting, you know, something. Delano will have her day, eventually. One day. Apparently, she's not in the list of most unpopularly used champions, which is surprising to me. But I'm betting that's just because she is a core champion. Although, like, Hitch is just better, and you can get Hitch day 1 by signing up for the newsletter, so I don't know. That one's a mystery. Okay, and second question from Connellan. Are you surprised by any champions on or not on the list? Yes, and I think I actually spoke about some of those, yeah. Penelope, I think, was on that list, and that was surprising to me, because I honestly think Penelope is a pretty strong choice. She is in slot 12, so maybe that's why. But Penelope is a good support in her own right, and definitely has a placement in Ashara's short folk compositions. Oh, patrons, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, there's one thing that I didn't think about when I was looking at the list was how patron choices would affect it. And 3, what would your personal list of champions to look at for rebalancing be? Oh boy. Alright, well for that I'm going to go back over to my Steam account, and oh, I love this background. Just that cool frozen blue. Oh, that's awesome. I need to make this my wallpaper for my computer. Oh, it's so good. I love looking at that. Anyway, champions, and I'm not going to give a lot of thought to this. This is just going to be like gut reactions. Let's see. Toss up between Cathris, Esmeralda, Dahani. Krydle. Binwin. Probably Ishii. Yeah, probably Ishii. So 5. Quint, Prudence, Xander. Yeah, kind of a toss-up between them. Slot 6. I feel like Alindra is not popularly used, despite being a member of the Heroes of the Plains, which is arguably the strongest affiliation in the game, and all of the actual affiliation abilities of that team are all on her. So, I don't know, I feel like she isn't talked about enough, so there's got to be something that we could do to make her more appealing. Slot 7. Black, Viper, and Lucius. Maybe a little Frida. Slot 8. Well, Delana. Walnut. Vlanya. I don't see... Narak has uses with, like, Azaga farming and the Gift Sarai focus shenanigans that you can do for different characters like Gosrick, but he's not fulfilling, like, his intended purposes as, like, a DPS, for example. So, like, there are elements... So, like, for some champions that have, like, multiple roles, their mechanics for one or more of those roles needs to be improved versus all of them. So, like, for Narak, I think his Get Sarai focus is awesome, but his DPS needs help. Slot 9. A little bit for Drizzt. Maybe a little bit for Lazaps. Or more... no, Morgane's fine. Birdsong's fine, Alo's fine, Chaka's fine, Maga's fine. Tyrell... Or slot 10, I mean. Not Tyrell. Tyrell's excellent. Barrow and Rosie. A little bit of Wolfgar. Slot 11. Jamila. Ariza? Yeah. Otherwise, I think 11's doing fine. Slot 12. Neris and Vi. And I feel like everybody else is fine. Maybe Milf a little bit for support, not speed. Yeah. Oh, Azaka. Azaka is a gold farming champion and fails utterly in her capacity as a DPS. So, kind of like Narak, like, part of her needs to be left alone, and another part of her needs to be corrected, improved. Yeah. So there you go. There's some gut reactions. Hopefully that wasn't super upsetting to people. Yeah. Just my opinions. I would love to see Narak and Azaka be actual, like, competitive DPS options. I'm on the internet and I'm offended by everything. Thank you for being honest, Joshua. And for making me laugh. Good questions, Connellan. Thank you. That was some good discussion. And actually, for that matter, let's turn that around. Hey, chat. I just shared my opinion about literally every champion that I feel like could use some love. What about you? Since there's so many of you, maybe just like 1, 2, or 3 champions per person or something, but I'm genuinely interested. Like, what are your thoughts on which champions need the most attention to be brought up to speed with everybody else? Oh, I didn't even mention Rosie. Wow. Wow. I went completely over Rosie. That shows how little I think of her. Jeez. Esmeralda. My list was shockingly close to Onyx's. Companions of the Hall, just in general. Okay, Barbicane, yeah. Some of them, like Regis and Drizzt, yeah, and Wolfgar. I think Catti and Bruno are fine. Never once found a reason to use Alindra. That's fair. I rarely do. Kreidel and Xander, agreed, Reds fan. Xander's one of those that, like, I think his support's actually fine, but his speed mechanic needs a complete redesign. Oh, I did mention Rosie? Wow, so that's even worse then. I forgot that I even mentioned Rosie. Nighthawk says Black Viper. Agreed. Rosie's hand down the most forgettable. Yep. Minsk, Rosie, Black Viper. Really, Minsk? Huh. Actually, I feel like Minsk is fine. I'm curious why you disagree. Certainly he's more useful for newer players versus more long-time players, though. Oh, you know what? Another one of those split roll things. Jarlaxle is awesome for gold find, but I think his DPS needs help. Rosie, Lucius, Ishii. Every DPS only role champion in the game. I strongly agree, Foolish Genius, because when it comes to are you pure DPS and that's literally your only role, okay, then you better be competitive or else no one's gonna use you. Or you better have some kind of a niche that you can do. Like you're the only DPS that qualifies for this patron or something. Yeah. Just started and never used Jamila even once so far. Yep, that sounds about right. I've never found a use for Puent. I rarely do, Dr. Savage. Nelly could use a range buff on Aura of Courage. That would be cool, Cassius. Yeah, that would be very nice, actually. Yeah, Bunny Beast, I agree. Narak could and should do more than just buffing Orkira or Brunor or Gosrick. Yeah. Like, it's nice for champions to have a niche, but that shouldn't be their only appeal, you know? And that was kind of an incidental niche, anyway. That wasn't, like, the intention, I think. I don't think I've ever used Turiel. Really, Willy One Kenobi. I use Turiel all the time. I really like Turiel. Minsk needs more specializations. I think it would be awesome if we gave Minsk the Ashara treatment of a second set of specializations. That's just another option for favored enemies. I think that would do a lot to help him out. Nerds. Yeah, but I also just don't care about the nerds. True One-Headed doesn't use Cathris, Korth, Ishii, Puent, or Walnut. I use Korth, but not as much as I use anyone else in slot 2. I like Korth, but I would agree that he needs some help. Once upon a time, on my Steam account, Korth was my best slot 2 champion. And then my Celeste just kept getting thousands of item levels, and other slot 2 champions decided to exist. And now Korth has definitely fallen behind. Puent is key in some variants. That's true. Those are the only times I use Puent, is for variants that pretty much requires them. So I guess he has a niche. Tyrell plus Zorbu feels good. Yeah, I agree. It's a cool tank DPS combination, is Tyrell plus Zorbu. That's a fun one. Whenever I use Zorbu DPS, I am almost always using Tyrell as my tank. It's a good one. You know, speaking of like champions that need some split attention, I think tank Tyrell is awesome. And I think support Tyrell is awesome, but like one specific element of support Tyrell, Moonbeam, Tyrell, when you've got him on the field, he heals people adjacent to him, which is rarely ever useful at all. That it doesn't really serve a purpose, because you probably have him far away from your tank line, and you mainly just need healing on your tank. So that is something that I think needs revisiting. He's been like that since year 1, so that's just like an old design that just needs to be brought up to speed. But this is great. Thank you all so much for sharing your thoughts. I agree with a lot of this. DPS Gromma. Yep, that's another one. Tank Gromma, Support Gromma. Fantastic. DPS Gromma. Not fantastic. Yeah. Thank you, chat. Alright. Foolish Genius question. Can you explain the difference between space fantasy, science fantasy, and science fiction? Spelljammer is firmly space fantasy, with no science at all. Nope. Can I explain the difference between space fantasy, and science fiction? Not confidently. I could flounder at it. I could make a fool of myself and try to explain the difference and fail miserably. In my head, I think I know the difference, and putting it into words and saying it out loud, I think, would not go well. I think that would not go great. I would suggest Google. Google is your friend. Lurker Ben, question. I hit the level soft cap for the first time to continue pushing. Congratulations. Do I level only my DPS or spread levels over the party? The most important character to continue leveling once you've reached your soft cap for upgrades is your DPS. You'll be able to just squeeze a little bit more pain juice out of your DPS by investing more levels into them, over-leveling them, we call it. Healing. Leveling your other champions is really only for the point of healing them, because when you level up a champion, you heal them. So you can save a tank from dying at the last second by over-leveling them, for example. Otherwise, really just bother with the DPS over-leveling, and the rest don't really matter. Lurker Ben. Nope, that was you. Reds fan. Question, Mars. Did you get the free Monstrous Compendium yesterday? I did not. I did not realize that that was already out. Is that already out? That's news to me. I'm gonna have to make a note of that. Monstrous Compendium free. Cool. I will have to check into that. That's awesome. Old Man Master question. Can you double check your requirements on your Steam account? See if it actually still says Minsk. Mine has been saying one champion, then a different one when I check once it's running. Really? Okay, that is interesting. Sure. Yeah, I've heard that some people have had some issues with the key champion noted. Mine still says key champion Minsk. And if I go back to the map screen and look at it from here, it also says key champion Minsk. So, mine on Steam is behaving as it should, as expected. It is out. Thank you for confirming, Reds fan. That's awesome. Show me, 87. Hi all. So, as a total newbie, what champion should I pick as my first on the time gate? First, welcome to Idle Champions. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for having the courage to ask questions. This is a new player-friendly stream. Alright, chat, what do you think? What should be the first choice for a free time gate? First of all, I need to couch this by saying that the free time gate weekend is going to choose 3 random champions for you to pick from. You will not have the full list to choose from. It's going to be 3 random ones, and then you pick which one of those 3 that you want. But, assuming you have incredible luck and get exactly the ones that you want to pick from, let's see what chat has to say. A speed champion, Krull. Briv. Deacon or Krull. Human. Briv or Avrin. Freely. Shandy. Krull. Deacon. Briv, all caps. Human for sure. Sentry. Deacon or Shandy. Deacon. Rosie and Paulton, Orkira, Averin, Human, Grama. So, hopefully, Show Me, you're seeing a pattern here. There's a lot of suggestions being thrown out, and some of them are, like, more popular than others. I think Deacon, Human, and Briv were the ones that I just saw the most of. And the thing that those champions all have in common, they are all speed champions. This is Deacon. Speed champion, Deacon. This is what he normally looks like. He's got the zoomies. He makes enemies spawn faster, significantly faster. And he's a slot 1 champion, so you can start every adventure with him. So it's pretty nice to have. Over in slot 8, there is Human, which I can't use right now, but Human is 3 kobolds in a trench coat that also counts as human, because they're totally human and not 3 kobolds in a trench coat. You saw nothing. They are also a speed champion. They can make enemies count for more contribution toward completing your quests than normal. To the point that you can eventually get, like, if you kill a single enemy, you're done with this whole stage and you move on in the next stage. So it's an incredible speed increase. Briv in slot 5, I could actually get Briv out here. Briv is what he normally looks like, is also a speed champion. He's a tank and a healer and a support character and a speed champion. He does it all except DPS with style. He skips entire stages. That's his speed mechanic. Including, potentially, boss stages. Although, that's getting some changes, presumably, after what was said on Developer Insights yesterday. So thank you, chat, for playing along. And good luck to you, Show Me. I hope you get someone that you like. Other champions that might be particularly useful, just because you're going to get a random selection of 3. So, let's see. Yeah, Deacon, Orkira, Donar, Whittle, Grama, Spurt, Omen, Sentry, Baloth. Honestly, even Desmond. I really like Lament the Lost. Keelik, Briv, Shandy, Krull, Freely. I like Gosrick. Beetle and Grim, Human, Tatiana, Ayla, Morgane, Shaka's pretty good. Havilar, even if her speed mechanic isn't as useful these days as it used to be, still pretty great champion overall. Solid choice. Torgar, Eliwick, Yorvin, Strix, Warden, Averin, Nova, Rust, Zorbu, Melf, Penelope, Celise. Yeah. Any of those, I think, would be good. Grown McGavin, when you talk about skipping entire levels, is that done only using the split party automation? No. Briv, as a speed champion, has the power to skip entire stages. But you need him actually on the field to do it. Watch, he'll do it right now. Whee! There he goes. And we're going from 243 to 246. We're going to go from 246 to 249. So we just skipped 247 and 248 completely. He has to be in your active party and on the field. It does not require that you have multiple parties. It does not require that you have one set up for automation. You can, though, and they do work together. J-Dog, question. Will you review the new Champion Spotlight? Yes. Is it out? If the champion spotlight for Dungeon Master is out, that's news to me. I feel like I would have heard about that. Somebody should have told me. It is? Why did no one tell me? Come on! Alright. Really? Okay. Really? I mean, I believe you, chat. Of course I believe you. I'm shocked. Yeah, it's there! What? Okay. Alright. Let's do it, I guess. Yeah. 50 minutes ago. Oh, on Discord too? Oh, yeah. Yeah, look, Trevor posted it, so that, okay, definitely intentional then. Let's do it. Let's talk about the Dungeon Master, y'all. Yeah! Alright. Thank you, chat, for alerting me to the fact that this was out, because nobody told me. Alright, let me just get things set up here. Alright, and let's see if... Does this work? Yay, it works. Alright, so... Idle Champion Spotlight. Dungeon Master. I am so excited to go over this with you all. After 5 years of Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, we have reached an auspicious occasion, our 100th champion. There have been so many iconic characters from Dungeons & Dragons lore, novels, campaigns, and shows who have joined our champion roster. It was difficult to think of an extra special character that could take on the mantle of 100th champion. The only choice was to not choose a player character after all, but the Dungeon Master. Dungeon Master is the powerful, enigmatic, patient, and mysterious champion who is always happy to help the formation. He may be a busy guy who can't always come along to every area, but he's powerful enough to make sure the formation is never without assistance. After all, he's the DM. He can make his own rules. Here he is. I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons. He is Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons. Don't let his short stature and befuddling riddles fool you. This magical master controls the strange forces at work during any adventure. Dungeon Master is a support, healing, and gold find champion who's always eligible for an adventure, though he may leave you with a frightened uni for a few areas. He enjoys mentoring younger champions and helps everyone be their ultimate best. When you want to add him to your formation, you can swap him with Ashara, slot 6. Okay, so is that slot 6 confirmed? It's right there in print, slot 6 confirmed, so the IGN video was accurate after all. Okay, oh, and Localization wide release. In addition to Dungeon Master's release, April 27th, the same day, is also the wide release of our first round of localization for the game. We've localized the game into French, German, Brazilian Portuguese, Latin American Spanish, and simplified Chinese, and are excited to welcome a more global audience in Idle Champions. Alright, let's get on to Dungeon Master stuff. Human, male, wizard, no affiliation, lawful good, he, him, over 1,000. I like that it's just over 1,000. Like, he old. We don't know how old, but he old. Okay. Strength, Dex, Con, Int, Wiz, Charisma. We have no idea. Oh, that's great. Because it doesn't matter. Alright, so roll. Support, healing, and gold find. Eligible for every patron. Slot 6 Ashara. Okay. Here we go. For many of the C&E team, the 1983 animated television series Dungeons & Dragons was an entry point into the world of D&D. Watching those 6 friends on their adventures was the impetus to try out the game that inspired the show. As the team mulled over all the classic characters available to turn into the 100th champion, they knew it had to be something extra special. The idea of paying homage to that original cartoon, as well as the important role the DM plays in guiding our own adventures, was the perfect love letter to the hobby that we all enjoy. You can see more excitement over this classical 1980s D&D cartoon character coming to Idle Champions in this IGN article, and that's linked. Learning and helping others are the two most important traits that Dungeon Master tries to impart to all his party members. He enjoys mentoring younger champions and buffs everyone as he teaches, with patience, young ones. If he's around when you transition into an area, Dungeon Master offers words of encouragement that grant temporary hit points. But he often pulls a disappearing act, as he must leave the formation for other important matters. When that happens, the adorable but nervous Uni the Unicorn fills his spot and helps increase the team's gold find. Finally, because he's the DM and can make his own rules, Dungeon Master is eligible to start in all adventures, even if a restriction would say otherwise. Oh, it's so good! Dungeon Master's specializations show off some of his unique powers. Special Guest Star allows him to bring a champion along with him into the formation, even if that champion was ineligible due to adventure restrictions. Where Did He Go This Time? And Fear Not, Champions offers you a bit of control over how often Dungeon Master leaves the formation, granting an additional bonus to his buffs when the weighted choice occurs. His mighty magical abilities culminate in his ultimate attack, Invigorate, which immediately recharges the ultimate ability of another champion who has the longest to wait. Dungeon Master's abilities. Basic attack, Magic Missile, baby! Dungeon Master raises his hands and one or more white rays strike a random enemy. Fantastic. Formation abilities, Patience, Young Ones. Dungeon Master increases the damage of all champions by plus 100% for each champion in the formation that is 20 years or younger, stacking multiplicatively. If the sum of the 6 youngest champions' ages is 100 years or less, the bonus is increased by 400%. This effect applies even if Dungeon Master is away due to his disappearing act. Okay, so he wants you to use young characters in the formation, young champions, and you get a bonus if there's enough young people that they're under a threshold. Okay, that's cool. It makes sense, like he's mentoring the kids in the cartoon, so. Words of encouragement. Dungeon Master adds 50 temporary hit points to the entire party upon entering an area when Dungeon Master is present. Disappearing Act. Upon entering a new area, there is a 50% chance the Dungeon Master does not appear in the formation, and is replaced by a frightened Uni the Unicorn. While Dungeon Master is away, the formation's gold find is increased by 100%. If you return to a previously completed area, Dungeon Master is always with the formation. Dungeon Master rules. Dungeon Master is eligible to start in all adventures, even if the patron, variant, or other restrictions would say otherwise. That's cool. That's very cool. Alright, specializations. Special Guest Star. Dungeon Master uses his powers to plane shift in one random champion that is normally not eligible for the adventure. If there are any bench seats with no eligible champions, an ineligible champion from those seats is always chosen. Otherwise, an ineligible champion from a random seat is chosen. The champion cannot be from the Dungeon Master seat. Okay, well, I'm glad that they took that into account, because that would have been a waste. Where Did He Go This Time? The chance Dungeon Master doesn't join the formation in Disappearing Act is increased to 75%, and gold find amount is also increased by plus 100%. Fear Not, Champions! The chance Dungeon Master doesn't join the formation in Disappearing Act is decreased to 25%, and the temporary hit points gained by Words of Encouragement are increased by plus 100%. Okay, so if you want more gold, you go Where Did He Go This Time? And if you want more temporary hit points, you go with Fear Not, Champions. Otherwise, if you're just playing a difficult variant and you want to get the wild card of having a guest character pop in, you go with Special Guest Star. I'm going to be doing this so much. You're going to see me use Dungeon Master so much on this account. This is amazing. Alright, ultimate ability, Invigorate! Dungeon Master waves his hands, and the ultimate ability with the longest remaining cooldown immediately recharges. The cooldown for this ultimate is set to the time the recharged ultimate had left. Dungeon Master increases the damage of all champions in the formation by plus 400% for half of the time his ultimate is cooling down. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, Xeraphon, Evil Smurf. Yeah. You can spam Xeraphon Ultimate more often. Volania's Plane Shift has a really long cooldown, and you can just instantly get it back. Alright, Dungeon Master's equipment. There you go. So, Archmage's Raiment, slot 1. It's all champion damage. Diamond of Control, slot 2, all champion damage. Dazzling Wristband, slot 3, is for Patient's Young Ones. And that's the one that buffs young age champions. Lucky Rollers, just a set of dice. That's awesome. Is for Words of Encouragement. And that is for the temporary hit points. Your Guide to Adventure, slot 5. This is for Disappearing Act. And that is for Gold Find. Yes. And then slot 6 is increase the effect of Invigorate. Ah, okay, so like the damage increase that you get from Invigorate. The secondary effect of Invigorate. Nice. Okay, conclusion. It's thanks to you, our community, that we've been able to make this game for 5 years and 100 champions. I'm going to sneeze. We hope that you have a fantastic time using Dungeon Master in new and fun ways in your formation, and that he brings a nostalgic smile to your face when he appears. What do you think about Dungeon Master? Who would you like to see join the formation in the next 100 champions? Let us know. Blah, blah, blah. Awesome. Okay, so... Dungeon Master. That's the spotlight. Reactions. What do you think? Now that you've got the full details, what do you think? I'm excited. I think having a character that qualifies for literally everything is going to be very cool. It's going to be very exciting to have. Joshua, that was a blind read. I have hundreds of hours of practice for doing live blind reads on Twitch streams. That's what I used to do on my own channel years ago. But yeah, I'm really excited about this guy. Being able to use him for literally everything, and he can just bring in a random extra character, is going to implement some RNG into everyone's games. Oh boy, like, there's so many variants I can think of that are going to benefit in a huge way from having Dungeon Master. What's up, Might Makes Right? Yeah. This is cool. And he looks so good. Yeah, this guy is like... I don't know how often he's going to find use in free plays or gem farms or anything. Probably not. But for actually playing through variants, especially patron variants or Trials of Mount Tiamat, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of Dungeon Master. Next week's going to be so cool. Next week's going to be so fun and exciting, and I can't wait to go through all of it with you all. It's going to be such a blast. I hope you're excited too. I certainly am. Let's check on my accounts because it's been a few minutes. Okay, need to clear 250. Oh, we got 204. Cool. We're doing better about click damage than I thought. I thought we would kind of cap out on click damage at about 180, but apparently we're going to be good until probably like 210. It's doing better than I thought. So still got a ways to go over there. Whereas male pattern boldness, oh, we got a ways to go too. We got to go to 550, and we're on 363. Not worried about it, it's just a matter of time, but we'll keep this one on the screen. Patron visual aid, upper left corner, use Dungeon Master. That's funny, foolish. Yeah. It's gonna be like, people are gonna start asking me in the future, like, hey Mars, who do you recommend for time gates? Dungeon Master! Hey Mars, who do you recommend for this variant? Dungeon Master! Which character should I focus on for doing patron stuff? Dungeon Master! I'm gonna be recommending this character a lot. For good reasons. Yeah, I'm not wrong. J. McGunyielding. Hey Mars, me crazy? Or Jaheira heckin' broken sometimes? Use all one class type. Class warfare gets stupid. More so if any beast fiend are human. I have not experienced that myself. I have not experienced heckin' broken Jaheira. It's tempting to play. Okay, so you use all one class type, so... Oh, like, I can't bring her out right now. I'd have to wait for something else, but... Because she has, like, warriors and spellslingers and hybrid as her options, right? So... Then just use everything of that one category that I choose. And then just really get her stacks up for the enemy type. That makes sense. Found it easiest with hybrid, Jamick. Alright, cool. If I have time, I doubt it, but if I have time, I can try that out myself. It's very interesting, though. I'm gonna write that down. Jaheira formation. At the very least, we might be able to do it next week. Monday, or well, not Monday. I keep forgetting I don't have a Monday show anymore. Tuesday. Or Wednesday morning, for that matter. The Thor out. Do you have your game open all night on your PC, or do you close it at night? Maybe you have a standalone computer for champions? Year one, I had my computer on, like, yeah, 24/7. Back when my obsession was new. And there was a lot of ground to cover. And I was so hungry for it. But that is not healthy for the life of a computer. Especially because I had a bad computer at the time. And going into year two, it was like half the time I would leave it on all night. But I was starting to actually turn the computer off at night to go to sleep. Big problem for that was it was just overheating the room, because my office is also my bedroom. So leaving the computer on all night was uncomfortable. It would get way too hot at night. Going into year 3 is when I started to have my show. And I was able to buy a much, much better computer to stream with and run games on. And I decided to actually take good care of it and treat it well. And so, no, I no longer keep the game on all night. I did so once this year so far, in 2022. I've left the computer on running Idle Champions all night one time so far this calendar year. So that is much more of a rare thing for me. I used to do it all the time, though. I could see myself maybe eventually getting a dedicated computer just to run Idle Champions. Just, I don't know, a laptop or something. Just slap some water cooling in there and call it a day. Yeah. My computer actually has water cooling, but I think I'm supposed to replace the coolant every year, and I have not done that. And I think that's part of the reason why it makes noises sometimes. I need to do that. It's my first water-cooled system, so I don't really know what I'm doing with it. Onyx Squared, question. He who is Mars. That's me, I think. Can we really be certain, though? Is there anything fun or interesting to consider with Wolfgar? In scenarios where you're forced to use him, of course. Stunning bosses. He can definitely be part of a stun lock team. He can get a stun out pretty consistently on bosses. So, like setting up for Azaka farming, if you don't have Havilar, Wolfgar has some use there. I mean, obviously, if you're playing Companions of the Hall, then you're using Wolfgar. He's going to be your tank. Otherwise, I don't really use him personally. Unless I have to, because like he's the only champion available in that slot for whatever variant that I'm playing. Jay McGinnielding, hey Mars, who favorite DPS tanks and others use with Vicky DeVere? Pray tell, please. So, Viconia, I'm assuming you mean. Viconia DeVere. Who's my favorite DPS and tanks and others to use? Well, if I'm playing with Viconia, then I'm using probably Baldur's Gate DPS, so Minsk or Jaheira. So for me, Minsk, I just use Minsk more than Jaheira. Or I'm using an evil DPS, like I could go Krond. Not so much Archon. I don't think Viconia's positional buffs. No, I can't check right now. Well, no, I can at least pull this up. Yeah, okay, yeah. Just increase damage of evil champions and Ears Baldur's Gate champions. So it's not positional. It's based on tags. So yeah, I would not use her with Archon. But with Krond, she could work. I don't really want to use her with neutral. Like, she has a specialization to use her with neutral DPS champions, but I don't really like that because I'd rather go with any of her other specializations, like the increased animate dead or the holy power for like the further up she is in columns. There, I had to go the opposite way with my hand. There, then the more powerful her buff is. I'd rather go with that. So. Yeah, like, if I'm gonna play Minsk or Jaheira DPS, or if I'm gonna use an evil DPS, like, Warden, for that matter. Warden DPS is actually fine. Krond DPS. So not really, like, a lot. What tanks would I use with Viconia? Probably would then also depend on what my DPS choice is. If I'm going with Minsk, then maybe Tyrell. Or Ayla. Or Gromma. Really just like my usual tanks. Not Briv, obviously, because same slot as Viconia. But the usual suspects outside of that. For tanks for evil, like if I'm doing Krond or Warden DPS, then I'm probably doing Archon with bulk up, or I might be going with Lazaps. Usually Archon more than Lazaps, though. I don't use Lazaps all that often. Others, I like pairing Viconia with Sasaspia. Like, if I'm going to go with one evil healer, I'm going to go with another evil healer on top of that. Just double up on the sinister medical assistance. Yeah, I think of that about some stuff. I don't use Viconia a ton. But when I do, that's pretty much the setup. It's either going to be Minsk, or it's going to be Krond, or it's going to be Warden. And I'm probably using Sasaspia too. Yeah. Meki Mura Osu. Question. How many characters actually meet the requirements for under 20? Oh, for Dungeon Master, like for age? I checked the few I have unlocked, and pretty much no starting champion is getting the bonus from the DM. Let's check. Is there an easy way to check the ages of champions? Probably just have to go through character sheets. Alright. Here, let me save this formation so I can load it up really quickly again. Okay. This is gonna be male pattern Minskness. There we go. Alright. Now I can just freely change these out. So, not Deacon. Brunor. Nope. Cathris. Nope. Turiel. Nope. Sasaspia. No. Esmeralda. No. Orkira. No. The Nerds. No. Dahani. Yes! So Dahani is age 9 in slot 1. So that's 1. Donar in slot 2. We've got Donar. I'm just going to say their names if they actually qualify. Really, I expected Talon to be younger. Blushi! So, Dahani... I'm going to write these down as I go. Hold on. Dahani... Donar... Blushi... Okay. Spurt, the youngest champion in the game, of course. I'm just going through the list. I'm just going through the list. Just going through the list. Sentry, really? Surprised. Okay, so Sentry. Killick. Also extremely young. Nope, not skins, come on. My boy. Xander. Rhea. Oh, I can't switch anyone in slot 7. So, I might have to, like, change my, change my party to, like, a free play or something in order to check slot 7. So no one in slot 8, huh? Okay. Slot 9. Nope. Come on. Zaps. Oh yeah, slot 6. I can ignore that one. You're right. So sorry, Rhea. That's a shame. Rhea does qualify, but same slot, so doesn't matter. Hey, it's Javi. Warden. Good. I was expecting that one. I remembered Warden's age. Because I remember when Warden came out, people were really surprised that Warden was so young. Nova! Okay, and slot 12. Chat, can you save me the trouble and someone just tell me the list of slot 7 champions that are 20 years of age or younger, please? If anyone just has that information, I would appreciate it. Save me the hassle. Alright, so no one in slot 12. Okay. Only 1 in 7 is Frida. Alright, thank you. So, here's the list. I wrote it down. Ready? We just went through everybody. So for Dungeon Master's Young Ones ability, where he cares about if champions are age 20 or younger, the following champions qualify: Dahani, Donar, Blushi, Spurt, Sentry, Keelik, Xander, Frida, Lazaps, Havilar, Warden, and Nova. Special mention to Rhea, who would qualify, but is in the same bench seat as Dungeon Master, so that doesn't matter anyway. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 champions currently that would qualify. And that's across all 12 bench seats. You could potentially have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 champions on the field, like in unique bench seats that qualify toward that ability. So that means you could have a full formation of Dungeon Master plus 9 young people with attitude. Go Power Rangers. So y'all know we're gonna do that, right? That's gonna be one of the formations that I try to play on the show once we have Dungeon Master. Because that just sounds like so much fun. Oh, heck yeah, we are totally going to do that. So start theory crafting a good formation from that list in preparation. Because probably, like, Wednesday we're going to actually unlock the guy, right? And we're going to read about all of his abilities and probably do variants. So probably, like, Thursday morning is probably when we'll actually do... like playing around with Dungeon Master's formation abilities and trying to build some cool formations using him. I'm excited! It's gonna be fun. Alright. So yeah, there you go. That took a while, Mekimore Osu, but good question. I was also very curious, so I was willing to take the time to find out. So that's 12 champions across 9 bench seats. So you can do a full formation, provided you have them all. Joe D. Yay, question. What champions do you want to see next? I want some from Critical Role. Yeah, I know Sean would want that too. Man, I mean, that's going to be... I was going to save it for next week, but that is something that I want to talk to y'all about. Maybe there's something that we can, like, prepare for, you know? Give you some days to think about it. One of the things that I want to talk about next week for celebrating the 100th champion is, yeah, like, the future of Idol champions, what characters that you would want to see. So start thinking about it, because I do want to talk about that next week, once we are in the midst of our celebrations. I think that'd be a fun talk to have. Critical Role is, yeah, obvious choice. People have been asking for a Critical Role the entire time Idol Champions has existed. Since year one, we've had people asking about a Critical Role. So, that is, of course, something that we want, but they are just so busy. Reds fan question, Mars, did you know that originally D&D was made for wargaming? Before the pen and paper game in 1974. Yes, I did. I back in, like, early college, I took it upon myself to actually learn the history of this hobby that I love so very deeply. It's like I've been playing the game since I was 10 years old. I taught myself how to Dungeon Master and just started doing it immediately. And then once I was in college, I was like, I've been playing this game my entire life so far. I need to actually, like, know the history of it. So I started reading articles and stuff like that. Watching YouTube videos about the history and, you know, the people who made it. Actually, I have a little treasure here. I recently just got this. A Gary Con dice bag. Luke Gygax mailed this to me. So this is definitely a very cool treasure. A prized possession. Keep that right back there. Merrick, question. Dungeon Master? Yep. Dungeon Master is the 100th champion. We've been looking forward to, for years, like, who would be the 100th champion added to Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Turns out it's gonna be Dungeon Master. Perhaps the most perfectly suitable character for the big number 100. Dungeon Master being the iconic cartoon character of Dungeon Master from the 1980s Dungeons & Dragons Saturday morning cartoon show. There was an animated Dungeons & Dragons cartoon series in the 80s, and Dungeon Master was one of the characters in it. You can go watch it on, like, YouTube. I think you can probably find the whole series up there, including the a fan-made production of the unreleased final episode script. I watched that, and it was great. It was a cool ending to the series. It's actually an ending to the series, because the series itself just stops. Doesn't actually have an end, it just stops. So, the fan-made ending is really good, I think. Midnight Mo, question. Hey Mars, hey chat. Almost saved up 200,000 gems. That's a lot of gems. Not sure how to spend them. My evergreens are full epic, nice, but I'm missing a lot of feats from gold chests. I could buy one of the 2 remaining familiars in the shop, or I could save more gems and go for the strong core. Any recommendations? Alright, Midnight Mo, how many familiars do you currently have? I want an exact number of how many familiars you have. Please. If you're still here. You have 15? You're doing great for familiars. So that you could have 5 on the field, 1 on click damage, and then you would still have 9 to go, which would be leveling up every champion for a Grand Tour of the Sword Coast Torm formation. Yeah, you're doing fine. I don't think you need the other familiars. You could get nerds for 100,000 once you have access to the new shop. I don't know if you currently do or not, but once you have access to the new shop, you can pick up the nerds if you don't already have them. Joe is very excited about nerds. They do have their uses, especially for Artemis formations, from what I understand. You can do some shenanigans with Artemis plus nerds. But if you are full epic on your evergreens and you've got 15 familiars... What about, I assume, since you mentioned possibly saving up for your strong Mojang core, do you have the other two already? Like, did you complete Split the Party 2 so that you have your fast Mojang core? And then, are your modest and fast Mojang cores max level? If your fast and modest Mojang cores are both maximum level already, then I'll say, yeah, go ahead and keep saving up for the strong Mojang core, because then you can put that one on and start leveling that up and get some more free Mojang chests that way. Even if you don't use the core itself, you can still get several Mojang chests out of leveling it up. If your fast and modest cores are not max level yet, just keep focusing on those. You're still leveling them? Okay. Well, in that case, go for feats. I'm going to suggest that you go for feats. Not a ton either, but just pick up one really good feat on your favorite DPS, and then on each of your favorite supports. Like if you use Averin or Ashara or whatever, just whichever character that you find yourself using a lot of, especially for deep pushing, get one feat for each of those. Prioritize the feats that make champions qualify for patrons that they didn't already qualify for already. And other than that, it might be time for you to go shiny hunting, my friend. That's an exciting time. You end up getting a ton of item levels. You end up building a huge stockpile of potions. All while also just trying to hunt down all the shinies for your evergreen team. So, you've got some considerations to make there. If you don't have nerds, you could wait to pick up nerds once you have the new shop, and there goes half of your gems that way. And then the other half, pick up a couple of feats, and then start your shiny hunt. Good luck. Happy hunting to you. The Thor out. Question, do champions stay one age or increase each year? They stay the same age. Because the champions in the game are like a snapshot, I think that's the word that we use for it, of one particular moment from their adventuring career. So they're frozen in time, essentially. They don't get any older. Foolish Genius question, where stream D&D cartoon? You beat me to it. Oh, yeah. You could probably just find it on YouTube. It's really old. You can also find it on DVD. I have the whole series on DVD. I think it's over there. I think it's on a shelf above my bed over there. I could go pull it down. Yeah, you know what? Hold on a second. Give me 10 seconds. I almost fell. Okay. Dungeons and Dragons, the animated series. And look, there's Tiamat. All 27 episodes. Wow. Here's the back. It's got some screenshots there. And the episode titles. Look at that beholder. Yep. The Night of No Tomorrows, episode 1, all the way to episode 27, The Winds of Darkness. Total runtime, 9 hours and 54 minutes, so basically 10 hours. Yeah. Ooh. It looks like there's 2 discs in here. Yep, so that's... I got this for like $5. It's an old series. Probably not hard to find. Just look around. Yeah, that is so cool, Yoda. The special edition in a cardboard box comes with a full 3.5 edition adventure based on one of the episodes. I want that. That is so cool. We still got a ways to go. So yeah, 75 more stages. Ooh, but if we take a look at my Epic account, hey, we completed mad cow disease. Easy. Easy. No problem. So I'm actually going to pick continue on that, and I'm going to save this as Zorbu DPS, so I can easily reload this as I need it. So yeah, we're done. We had to beat 250, we just beat 275, and so that... Boom! My very first patron variant done for my Epic account. Yeah! Doing work. We're getting started. Oh hey, Trials of Mount Tiamat. See, look, I didn't even do yesterday's, but we're obviously gonna win. There's 4 days left. This is fine. Yeah. Maximum of 4 lawful champions in your formation at a time. Oh, and the enemies have a chance of coming back to life. Oh, that's a nasty one. I'm glad I'm not touching that. I'll probably do some more of the easier patient variants over the weekend, as well as my double time gates. But otherwise, looks like we're pretty much caught up on questions. So, hey chat, who are you hoping to get out of your time gates this weekend? Since those are starting up very soon. 2 hours and 17 minutes. You gotta go. Alright, catch you later, Joe. See ya. For my Steam account, I don't really care who I get. I guess I'll just focus on... If one of my options is a character that I don't have full epics on yet, I'll just go for them. Because there's still, like, a list of, I think, like, a dozen event champions that I don't have full epics on yet. Viconia might be the one that I need the most on yet. She still needs 4 epics. So, plenty of work to do for Viconia. So I guess I'm hoping for Viconia so that I can just try to get some more epics for her. Let's see. Hope to get Zorbu. Zorbu's really good, especially for patron variants. Neris, really 9Wild9. Why Neris? If you don't mind me asking. I like Neris. Like, her spiritual weapon ability is just really cool. I like that. Her healing leaves a lot to be desired. Freely? Yep, that makes sense. Osmaniac. Freely is an extremely strong choice for slot 7. I use him all the time. Barrowin for Onyx Squared. Oh, really? Oh, you're right. You have very few choices left. I do remember. Yeah, Irian retired champions that you haven't done all the variants for. That makes sense. Yep, just get some more of the variants done, since you don't have access to those anymore. Gromma for Elramon. Gromma's excellent. One of my favorite early pickups for any time I start a new account. Gromma has been perennially awesome. I don't think there's ever been a point in time when Gromma has been an unpopular choice. But she's also not game-breakingly strong. There was about a week in time when Gromma did have an infinite damage glitch. I affectionately refer to that week as Nightmare Gromma mode. or just Nightmare Grama. It was really fun. Oh, Raphael wants Artemis. Cool. Artemis takes a lot of investment to really get going, but as you've probably seen from other people talking about, is super worth it once you do. Well, good luck, everyone. Good luck for all of your time gates. I hope that they go well for you. I hope that you get what you want and what you need. I wish you much favor and good hashtag streamer luck. Should I? We got some time to kill, really. Okay. I can't beat what happened the other day. That was the most incredible instance of streamer luck I think I've ever had. A called shot shiny. Amazing. If you missed the other day, we opened 100 gold chests on my Epic account, and then we got like way above average results for those 100 gold chests. And then on top of that, I noticed that I had like 6 silver chests in my inventory, so I just went ahead and casually opened up those. I opened up 5, and then I opened up the last one, and in the last one, there was a shiny. And then a few minutes later, when I had farmed a little bit more, I had 2 more silver chests to open, and one of them also had a shiny. That was the most ridiculous moment of streamer luck that I think I've had in 180 episodes of the show. To the point that multiple people clipped it. I thought that was so funny. Like, people make clips of our shows, but it's rare that people make multiple clips of the same moment. That's how I know it really struck a chord with people. So I'm glad you enjoyed that. If I could push the streamer luck out to the rest of you, I would. I can't explain it. It was a pretty ridiculous day. Yeah. Stole Pascal question, double time gates? Yeah, so there's going to be a free time gate weekend starting up in 2 hours and 13 minutes. And then on my Epic account, I also have 6 time gate pieces. So I'm going to do the free time gate and complete it. And then I'm going to close it and then manually open another time gate to choose some champion that I just want. Like Deacon, probably. So when I say like double time gate, that's what I mean. Like just doing a back-to-back time gate. I'm going to do the free one, and then I'm going to do a manual one. Jamming and yielding. Hey Mars, is it selfish of me to hope my campaign I'm recording leads to my own character in Idle Champions in a few years? I don't think so. I think that's ambitious. I think that selfishness gets a bad rap. Like it's, the concept of selfish action is often construed as being inherently bad, and I don't think so. Is it selfish to eat food to keep your body alive? No. Even though that is something that you're doing purely for your own gain, right? I think the key is to be self-full. That's what I like to say. Doing things that advance your own agenda, sure, but while also providing for the people in the world around you. Like uplifting others while you also uplift yourself. I think that's crucial for a life well lived. So no, I don't think that's selfish of you. Or rather, I don't think that that's a bad thing for you to... Perhaps it is selfish, but I don't think that selfish is bad, inherently. I mean, I feel the same way. I would also like to get my own character in the game. Smogobira. Question. Hey Mars, Do you think the game is too Bud-centered to ever have a dot DPS? Someone who maybe does ramping damage the longer a mob is on screen? Currently, yeah. We actually do have a dot damage champion, who is Delina. Delina applies a damage over time effect. She can burn a champion, or an enemy to death. That's actually her achievement, is that. If we go to... just collapse everything. Champions. Here we go. Where is Delina? Here you go. A slow death. Have Delina burn a boss to death. Yeah, when she hits something, she also applies a burn effect. Oh yeah, and there are others who also kind of dabble in it. Like, yeah, the idea of damage over time exists in the game, but the fact that we simply don't talk about it is proof enough that it doesn't really have a place in the game right now. Because yeah, I agree that currently it is too Bud-centric. Which simplifies things, but it also kind of kills creativity a bit, unfortunately. Valeomach. Who's uploading videos to C&E's YouTube these days, Mars? 37 of the last 40 video uploads are just named C&E Games. Huh. Yeah, I didn't realize that. I'm pretty sure that's Todd, but I can poke people about that later. That's weird. We shouldn't just be titling them C&E Games. They should have actual titles. It's going to be confusing for anyone who actually wants to go find things on our channel. Smuggle Bira, how far do you push in a time gate for the times 100 silvers? Oh, I can pretty consistently clear stage 1000 in a time gate. I could go beyond that, like 1100 on my Steam account, but for just generally, I'll just go to 1000. I'll just set up an Ashara DPS team, beat stage 1000. That way I've got 10 silver chests. That feels like a nice cutoff point. 10 silvers and 3 golds, and then I stop. On my Epic account, I can routinely get to past stage 300. Getting further than that, like 400 I can do. 500 is difficult. 600, that would take several runs to actually get to at that point. But I can routinely do 300 on my Epic account, so that's what I usually just end it on. I go to 300, that way I've got 3 golds and 3 silvers, and stop there. Alright. So things have definitely slowed down at this point. So I think we'll just call it here. Get a little more room to breathe before I have to go to a meeting. I do actually have a meeting to go to at the very top of the hour. I gotta help Trevor with something. So, thank you everyone for joining me today for this episode of Mars Guiding AM. I hope to see you all again next time. I will be back on Tuesday, 7 a.m. Pacific time, for episode 184. Check out all the other awesome shows that we have. We do not have Griddle Champions today, unfortunately, but everything else is still on the schedule, so stay tuned for that. You can follow Idle Champions on social media of your choice. Maybe one day you'll see me on TikTok. Maybe. We'll see. And you can find me on Twitter at Ryan Blake Hall, but please call me Mars. My preference. Thank you. Thank you to Codename Entertainment. Thank you to Jordan for moderating, producing, and catching questions today. And thank you everyone for watching. Wherever you are in the multiverse, be safe, be kind, be self-full. Take care of others while you take care of yourself. And good luck with your time gates. May you have a healthy and restful and fun weekend. And I will see you again next week for celebrating the release of Dungeon Master, our 100th champion. Until next week, look sharp. See you, friends. Oh, coming up on the schedule, Joshua, we've got Paint and Slay at noon, and we've got Garwar after that.